10 years ago, I didn't think I'd make it to 50. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was addicted to something way more socially acceptable: junk food. I was grieving the loss of my dad and barely making it through each day. I was taking it literally 1 minute at a time. Every time I felt sad, stressed, or numb, I actually ate, and I ate a lot. I was so depressed, I was overweight, I was exhausted, and to be quite honest, I was completely lost. I didn't find running because I wanted to get fit and ripped. I found it because I couldn't keep living like that. I needed something to save me from myself. This is a story of how I pulled myself out of the darkest time of my life, and why it might be the one thing that you haven't tried but desperately need. I was heavily addicted. I couldn't sleep. I was anxious all the time. My dad had just passed away. I was sad. I was angry. I was numb. I was tired of pretending I was okay. If you've ever felt like that, like you're just floating through life or sinking beneath it, I want you to know, I see you. I hear you. Look, I didn't plan to run. I just needed to get out of my house. So I walked for 15 minutes, and then 30, then 60, then one day I woke up and I walked a marathon. After that, I took up jogging, and it lasted maybe 10 minutes, and I thought I was literally going to die. But something deep inside me clicked. I felt something I hadn't felt in a very long time: control. My breath, my mind, my body, my emotions, they were mine again. I felt lighter, happier, focused for the first time in years. For once, I didn't eat my emotions. I ran through them.
To overcome a problem, you first have to acknowledge it exists. I've reached a point where I can no longer ignore it. It's constantly staring me back in the mirror, whispering in my head to indulge, reminding me of the loneliness and the illusion that no one notices or cares. It's the guilt I carry even when I give in, the feeling that the cycle will never end, and the thoughts that keep me up at night, and the urge to quit altogether.
There is a lot of noise in the world, lots of demands on your time and energy. Even at 3 a.m., lying awake, listening to the furnace vents blow warm air into my room, the cats running around wanting to be fed. But the worst part about being awake was listening to my own anxious thoughts. I couldn't turn them off. Running gave me a space where the noise faded, then disappeared the longer I ran. There was an emotional processing that was happening because some days I ran and I cried. Some days I ran in silence. But every time I came back, a different person. There was the whole physical health side of things. My blood pressure dropped. I started sleeping. I started to wean off the junk foods with support from my friends and my family. The weight started coming off, but more importantly, so did the emotional weight that I was carrying for many, many years. And with that, routine and progress started. The structure of training helped me build something that felt stable, secure, comfortable, and doable. Now, there were some unexpected benefits. I got better sleep. I improved my mood. I had more positive outlook on the way I was thinking. I had a sense of purpose. My connection with nature significantly improved. I also discovered my strength, and I became more disciplined at the things in my life. Look, if you're in a dark place like I was, you don't have to run a marathon. You just need to put on your shoes and go for a run to the street corner, to the mailbox, or maybe walk, but move. Just move. You don't want to rust in place and become the Tin Man from the movie The Wizard of Oz. That's not a good thing either. I know what it's like to eat your feelings, to numb yourself with food. You're not weak. You may just be stuck. You don't have to be a runner. You just have to take the first step. Even 10 minutes of movement can shift your entire mindset. You don't need motivation, just commitment. Look, there are 24 hours in a day, there are 7 days in a week. We all have 168 hours in a week. You just need to find 10 minutes per day to start. That's it, just to start with. Then slowly add more time and see what happens. Like, give it 28 days. You'll be shocked at who you'll become. I know I was.
Running for weight loss can be tough. I speak from experience. There are times when things don't go as planned, and you might believe that running alone can fix a bad diet. But the truth is, you'll never be able to outrun a bad diet. You need to change your mindset and how you think about food and how you nourish yourself.
Over the years, I ran a marathon in my father's honor. I made peace with my past by running an ultramarathon, 50 miles, 80 kilometers. And now I help others find their way back through running with my YouTube channel. Look, I've lost 100 pounds over the last number of years, and I've gained 40 of it back, and I'm okay with it. I've had to relearn some lessons that just didn't stick the first few times. So I'm still on this journey. This isn't a fitness video. This is an invitation. If you're lost, this literally may be your map. Now, if this hit home with you, share your story in the comments below, or just type in day one if you're ready to start. You don't have to go through this alone. And if you're thinking about starting, I promise, and I promise, it will be hard at the start. But the road back from the dark place is definitely worth it. Like I always say, get out and run. And if you like the video, hit the like, subscribe, comment, any of those things. It really does help the channel. My name is David, and if you want to know more about my journey, click on this video next, and we'll see you there.